recording. All right, I think we are good to go. Nicole, you are one of the first ones I see. Can you hear and see me okay? Okay, perfect. If for some reason I freeze or something, somebody just please jump in and yell at me and tell me, okay? All right, so we are going to dive in. Thank you for joining me for our October call. Unfortunately, this is as good of a guest speaker as we get this month. I know usually I have guest speakers, but I figured I brought home so much information from leadership that I wanted to share with you guys, so I thought this was the perfect time to do that. So I'm going to flip my screen because I've got some slides made that I wanted you to see of some photos I took at leadership. Some graphics, and for those of you that are on the phone, I'll walk you through what I'm talking about, and I'll also have this recorded, so if you want to go back and see them, you can, no problem, okay? All right, so I'm just going to flip my screen over. There we go. Nicole, can you see that okay? Awesome. All right, so we are going to dive in. So the background of this, if you're wondering, so this was a team building event that they had there. We actually went out to the beach and they had like these obstacle courses you had to complete in a team, and nobody actually knew we were doing this. So we were all in like normal clothes and ended up like in the ocean and really dirty, but it was tons of fun. And that's one of the things I love about Beachbody. I know a few of you are going to the new leadership conference in January, so it's going to be like the same sort of thing. It's so fun to be a part of something like that. And it's crazy to think, like, you might think, you know, I don't know if I'll ever get to that point, or Morgan's, you know, I don't know if I could ever get there. And I can honestly tell you, I built this business from my parents' kitchen table an hour a day before I went off to teach. And like literally, there are no secrets at all in this business. I was just willing to put in the effort, and I was willing to do it till it paid off. And I mean, I still keep doing it, but like quitting just wasn't an option for me. And the one thing, somebody asked me that the other day, like, have you ever thought about quitting? Or did you ever think about that in the beginning? And I didn't, because of one thing. I remember listening to this one call Lindsay Matway did, and she said, just think about how much people invest into their future, into their job. And for me, that was 5 years of university to perfect my craft, and a lot of money. And she's like, could you imagine if somebody invested 5 years into Beachbody without earning a thing, actually paying to learn Beachbody, how successful they could be after 5 years? And I was like, dang it, like I better be doing this for 5 years then, because I put 5 years and a lot of money into something, and I'm still using it in the realm of Beachbody, but not in the way I'd originally planned. So I'm like, you better believe I'm going to put in at least 5 years. And I'm actually getting paid. Like, you can get paid the first week. So that's what sort of made up my mind that I'm never, ever going to quit. So let's dive in here. All right. So this is kind of what we're going to go over tonight. Some core values, how Beachbody's growing. I'm going to share some compliance rules with you, just that they kind of want to reiterate to people. I'm going to share with you what I feel I'm going to focus on and what you should focus on for the end of the year. And then we'll go over some new things that are coming up, and then some action steps, okay? All right. So 4 core values of Beachbody. This graphic at the bottom, if you weren't aware, Beachbody really has 3 main areas that it focuses on. It's not just the coaching network. So we do have the network marketing side of it, us coaches, but they also, most of their business still, however, this is changing because coaches are taking over. Most of their business is still through infomercials and just selling directly like that, which is crazy. And then they also have Beachbody Live certification. And I know some of the coaches on our team are certified with PIO or TurboKick or P90X. So those are the kind of 3 main realms of Beachbody. And the values, they really, Carl came out and just like laid it on the table, and I love the values. We're going to commit and deliver on promises. They get their shit done when they say they're going to do it. Treat people with respect and be courageously forthright. take initiative to improve everything. I'm going to show you how they're doing that. And then just work with passion, enthusiasm, and common sense, right? So pretty simple, and I'm just blessed. I'm sure you feel blessed to be part of a company like that. So these were some graphics that they shared to show that, you know, Beachbody is really just getting started. We're one of the youngest companies out there. So that's why it like super frustrates me when people are like, you got in early, you're just lucky. I'm like, what? You're crazy. This is still brand spanking new. It's only been in Canada for like 2 years. The oldest coaches have only been doing this for 8 years, I think it is. So it's still brand spanking new. Our company's growth, you can see, is bonkers. And actually, I found this graph on the right really interesting. Other network marketing companies, if you can't read it, there's like Herbalife, DreamWorks, MediFast, Weight Watchers, New Skin. I don't know some of the other names. Their revenue growth, some of the highest are at 11.8 is the highest. Herbalife's at 7.6, I think. Beachbody is at the top at 34.8. So we are growing. And I was actually talking to Miguel Carrasco, one of the top coaches in Canada, and he said like his Canada coaches are absolutely killing it, even for the size of us, versus US too. So here's just some facts to kind of go over how we're growing too. We have had the number one infomercial every week in 2015. So Beachbody has been, whatever program that is, they've been in the number one spot. BOD, that's Beachbody on Demand, launched this year in March. And we've already got 608,000 users. If you haven't got on BOD yet, it's the bomb. It's pretty much all I use now. We have 457,000 customers and coaches on Shakeology HD. And this was kind of funny because the average time people stay on it is 4.3 months, and Carl wants to get that to 12. And I agree, for people to see the benefits. So we're the fastest growing company currently on this type of platform. So what we're doing really hasn't been done before. Beachbody is currently, they just said they spent $6 million on a new tech service, and I'll kind of go over that. They're increasing our diamond line from 6 to 16 agents. You'll notice once you reach 5-star diamond, you get special access to a new customer service line, which is awesome. They're completely revamping actually the coach relations training. So the people you talk to on the phone used to only train for about a week. They now have to train for a month before they can even answer a phone call. So that's going to be super improving. And they're actually moving to a brand new warehouse to make shipping way faster, which is exciting too. All right. So these graphics you can't really see, but they were all going over improvements in fulfillment, in customer service calls, and coach relation calls, and shipment times, all that stuff. And I just wanted to share it with you because I wanted to share how open and honest they were. They realize we're growing and there's some issues right now that they're not happy with, and they're improving. They're moving to a brand new warehouse. They just invested $6 million into a new tech service. So it is definitely going to improve in the next year or two. I literally can't imagine what this is going to be like in a year or two. It's going to be completely new. There's actually a brand new coach online office and Team Beachbody website that they're currently designing. So that's going to look new and be more user friendly. And they're transitioning everything to be mobile friendly. So it's going to be brand new since everybody does everything on their phone. Your online office can be on your phone. All that jazz is going to be moving to your phone with time too. So just to let you know, changes are definitely in the works. So, so those are kind of just some numbers. And then I wanted to go over this stuff because I just want to make sure everybody's safe in their business. And I think our team does a really good job with following the rules, but obviously I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. However, if you ever have any issues, if you're not sure about something, like I seen somebody just post in the team page about they weren't sure about doing 2 network marketing companies, compliance is the people you want to contact, okay? So if you ever have a question about that kind of stuff, compliance@teambeachbody.com is where you want to contact. So I just want to go over a couple rules that they went over with us. But like I said, I think our team does a really good job of this already, but I thought, hey, I better just throw it in there. All right. So income claims. All right. So they just want to make it clear if you are making any income claims that you throw a disclaimer at the bottom. Now, you don't have to put this whole disclaimer. You can actually just put the link, and you'll probably see it on a few of my posts that I do where I sort of share my income. I'll put I'll put like, for more information on Beachbody, blah, 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 and the link to the thing. But I can post that in our team page to make sure you have it too. But basically, like this photo, they don't want you to do this. Paid cash for this house. Thanks, Beachbody. If you're going to do that, which if you bought this house, that'd be crazy. You want to put some kind of disclaimer at the bottom, or just a link to Beachbody's disclaimer page. You don't actually have to type this out. You can just put the link if you prefer. But basically, they don't want this to come across as some get-rich-quick scheme, because that is not what this is. That is why the company, what was it called that just got shut down? Vema, I think. I'm not positive, but I think that's it. Because they were actually on university campuses setting up booths, saying to kids, why are you going to school? You could sign up with us and make $500 in your first week. That is not legit. So that is why they got shut down. So if you make income claims, just make sure you're putting a disclaimer and you're being super honest and not saying you bought this house with Beachbody. All right. So same thing like this. This was kind of funny. Only share your personal results and success stories with Beachbody, and make sure it's the truth. So Shakeology cured my blindness. You're probably not going to post that. And you're probably not going to post this transformation photo in 5 days. So just make sure you are being legit and honest when it comes to your transformations. And this one was more in terms of Shakeology. And if like, for example, if you said something like Shakeology cured my Crohn's, or Shakeology cured this, I mean, necessarily I wouldn't word it like that, because then you'd probably want to put this disclaimer. But I would come at it from a personal angle and how it just helped you, right? Because you don't want to put false claims out there, because it's not proven to cure anything. So that's just another thing. And like they said, if you're not sure, just ask compliance. It's no big deal. I don't want this stuff to like scare you by any means, because it's really not that big of a deal. Our team is really good at following this anyways. But like I said, I just wanted to share it just in case. Bonus pools and incentives. I'm not sure if anybody does this or not yet. Some teams were doing bonus pools. So if you were in our Rank in the Bank group, however, let me just reread this. Oh, so our Rank in the Bank group, we all put in a pool, and if people ranked at rank advanced to that certain rank, they got a pot of the pool. So just make sure it cannot exceed $5,000, because what happened, coaches were having this big training and it got up to like 70 grand. And it was crazy. So that's a red flag. So if for some reason in the future you come up with this idea for your team, just make sure you check with compliance and it's good to go. Same with things like this. You cannot really bribe your team. You can't say anyone who joins my team this month will get a trip to Hawaii. Like, that's not going to be okay. But you can say things like anyone who purchases a challenge pack in the month of November will receive a $25 gift card to Lululemon. Like, that is fine. Okay. Same. You basically can't pay people to recruit or to hold rank. Like, if you keep your rank at diamond so I can earn my star diamond bonus, I'll reward you with a diamond necklace from Tiffany & Co. So they're rewarding somebody for them earning their bonus, which is not okay. However, Any of my personally sponsored coaches who are paid diamond rank as of December 31st will receive a personal development book of their choice. So you can just see the difference in the wording there and making sure you're just on the right page. Because giving gifts to coaches is friggin' fun. That's like my favorite part of this, is rewarding coaches for seeing success. But make sure you're doing it in the right way, right? Not for yourself earning a bonus or something like that. So I hope that makes sense. And last one, I know this isn't that fun of stuff, but like I said, thought I better share it. Bonus buying. That is the fastest thing that will get your account shut down. And what that basically means is, if you have a coach that's about to go, say, inactive, and you're like, whoa, it's okay, I'll just buy my performance line through you, so you're active. I'll just let me log into your account and I'll buy it with my credit card through you. Beachbody's really good at tracing credit cards, and if you did that to hold a rank, they're probably going to be contacting you. However, keep in mind they do have a U+2 rule, but this is for family members. So myself and Steven are on the same credit card, and I also buy some product for my parents through their account. So that's me +2. Actually, not really, because Steven has his own account anyways, but just they do have that rule, so you can do 2, but bonus buying, buying for other coaches is not okay. All right. And what was this last one? Oh, clothing. If for some reason you want to make clothing with some Team Beachbody logos on there, it's totally cool. Compliance just wants to okay it first, okay? Because if it's like a new program that hasn't been released yet, they probably won't okay it. So if you want to make clothing with like the program logos and stuff, just email them. They'll give you the okay. You can print it and go. All right. Okay. That's enough of that boring stuff. If you have questions, though, definitely ask me and we'll clear it up. Okay? All right. The good stuff. What do you need to focus on? So I'm basically going to share, what did I learn from leadership? Like, what am I going to personally be focusing on that I think you guys can benefit from too? The number one thing of the retreat basically was managing your mind. I know this is talking about kind of mental stuff again, but this business is seriously all mental. We know all the facts are out there. You can Google anything in this business, literally. So it is all mental, managing your mind. So what you think, that's going to be your experience of this business. I love this quote. One of the speakers said, if your thinking is stinking, your team is shrinking. If you are negative Nancy or bitter Barry, I'm going to tell you right now, your business is going to suck. So if your thinking is stinking, your team is shrinking. And what he followed that with was, you have to win in your head before you win in life. So this is not really where, yes, this is personal development, but I see it a little bit differently. Like, this is, yeah, I do my personal development every day, but this is mentally, like, how do I approach my business? When somebody messages me with a question or an issue or something, how do I come across? How do I present myself? Do I get all worked up if something goes wrong, or do I calmly find a solution and deal with it? That's how I see managing your mind. It's not just 15 minutes of personal development every day. It's, how are you thinking? Are you stressed out of your mind all day long? Are you calm, making a to-do list and working through things one-on-one? You know, where are you at with your mind? So our number one job as a coach is not to get our teams the facts and the numbers and get them to rank advance and all that stuff. Our job as a coach is to transfer belief. Like I said, they can get facts and answers and anything through Google, literally. It might not be as nicely organized, but they can get it. Our job is to transfer belief. Just like your coach probably believed in you when you joined your first challenge group, just like your coach believed in you when you said, I want to be an Emerald coach, like, can you help me? It's transferring belief. And no, you can't get everybody to believe, because some people just aren't ready, but your job is to transfer that belief. And that's why it's so important to make sure your mind is in the right place. It's really hard to transfer belief if you don't believe yourself, right? So that's why it's important to make sure your mindset is in the right place. So we have the best products in the world. We have the best leaders in the world. Products are what's going to create revenue, but people are what's going to create passion. If I was to take away one of the two things in this business, if you took away my 21-day fix, or if you took away my team, heck, take every workout program in the world. I don't need to work out ever again, but I need the people on my team. That is the thing that I actually didn't expect out of this business that I am so grateful for. I live in a really small town, and like some of you have probably noticed, you know, you graduate, your friends move on, and you don't have a lot of close friends that quite relate to you. You want more, you want to be surrounded by positive people, but let's get real, those people are hard to find. And Beachbody has literally become like a family. Being surrounded by you guys that are on the same page and want to be supportive and want to see other people succeed instead of tearing them down and being jealous of their success, it's amazing. Like literally, it's refreshing coming into our team page and seeing people actually supporting other people. It's an evolution, and I'm just really, really happy to be part of it, and I hope you are too. So remember, the products are great, but the people are what create passion. That's why people are signing up with you. They're not signing up with you because of 21-day fix. They probably don't even know what 21-day fix is. They're signing up with you because they trust you. They've seen your posts. They believe in you. You've got a passion, and they can sense that. So that's why they sign up with you. Okay? Oops, went too far. Okay, this last bit was literally, I think, my favorite quote that the one speaker shared. It's easy to grow weeds, but hard to grow plants and flowers. So how he related that was, it's easy to grow negative thoughts, but it's hard to grow positive thoughts that will lead you to success. So I'm sure you've seen in your life, I know I feel it in mine, it's easy to get negative and hurt and just not thinking great things. It's easy to think the worst of situations, and it's hard to think positive and good thoughts that's going to lead you to success. But I promise you, this way of managing your mind is going to completely change your business. It's easy to grow weeds, but hard to grow plants and flowers. So just keep that in mind. That's something that stuck with me a lot. So with it being the end of the year, we've got 3 months left. That was kind of a topic that was a little bit touched on too, because I signed up in August of 2013. So I sort of experienced the end of the year, but last year I went through the end of the year and experienced kind of the ebbs and flow of Beachbody. And you're really going to notice how it ebbs and flows. You're going to see in January to March is literally your business is going to explode. If you put in the work right now, I want to make that clear. If you don't do anything right now, your business is not going to explode in January.
Mommy's going to go, so read your book.
However, I want to go read my book. So January to March, it's going to explode. It might damper off a little bit. Around Summit, it's going to explode again. And then the end of the year, it kind of peters off, and then you reset in January. Okay? So it's the end of the year, and one of the big things that were touched on is this concept that people have, when you're working with people, you're going to have issues. That was kind of what the topic was. If you don't work with people, if you just work with a computer, not people on the computer, if you're just like in a secluded job, you're not going to have issues. But when you're working with people, of course you're going to have issues. So I want you to know that that is normal, but to remember that it's a situation, not a crisis. The one speaker was super good. He was the CEO of another company, And he'd have some of his employees come to him and say, we've got a crisis. And he'd say, okay, who's dead? And they're like, nobody. He's like, okay, then we have a situation and it can be handled. He's like, doctors and nurses have crisis. They have lives in their hand. We run a business. We just have situations and they can be handled. So I just want you to remember that when you have issues, it's just situations and it can always happen. And problems are good. Problems mean you're growing. If you are experiencing zero problems, I'm going to probably assume you're not doing anything and you're not growing, and that's why you don't have any problems. So problems are okay, all right? Most people quit everything because that is how we are wired. This was another topic he covered on, which was really, really interesting to me. And I had to think about it a bit because I feel like I'm one of those people that I have trouble quitting because, I don't know, like I've got that fear of feeling like a failure. But when I deal with a lot of our challengers and coaches, it's like sometimes they think quitting is the best way. Have you ever got a challenger or coach that once, say they get a little bit busy in their life, the quickest thing to quit or go is the last thing they signed up for, which is probably your challenge group or your new coach training. They're like, nope, I'm busy, I'm quitting, I'm done. And they didn't even start. And it honestly breaks my heart because that could be the one thing that literally changes their life. Absolutely. Completely changes their life. But because it was the last thing they signed up for and they think it's going to be a hassle, they quit. And I hope everyone on this call realizes the potential of this. And I hope it has touched your life as much as it has mine, and quitting is not an option ever. So last topic on this slide, this was something I really pulled away to. I had it highlighted a bunch of times. It's hard to win. Success does not come with a coupon. You have to pay the price. So I listened to a call the other day that was from this very successful guy. He started a wine company. I like wine a lot, but he was good. And he basically made this video because he kept getting emails from people he went to high school with and stuff saying, Gary, you're so lucky. You're an overnight success. You're just so lucky. And he made this call saying that is such bull. I am not lucky. He worked behind the scenes for 10 years before he busted through the wine scene and anybody even saw him. So yeah, when he busted through, it might look like he was an overnight success and he was lucky, but they didn't see him behind the scenes for the first 10 years of him busting his butt. So just know that the same goes for this business. The top coaches or coaches you see doing well were not lucky. They didn't have a coupon or a secret or anything to get ahead of anybody else. It means they put in the work. They paid the price. Just like myself, I am not lucky. Like I said at the start of the call, I literally did my checklist, my power hour list. I'm sure you've seen a picture of it. Every single day, I can legit say I did not miss a day for the first year of coaching. I still have not missed a day of Beachbody. When we went on the Beachbody cruise, I had everything planned and talked to my coaches who were going to post in my groups while I was gone. I had it planned. And no, I personally am not one of the coaches that works 15 hours a day at Beachbody. I've got another job. So literally my business started growing off an hour a day, and now it's definitely a couple hours a day, but that's it. But I committed. I was consistent. I didn't miss a single day. And that is what it takes. I didn't have a coupon. I didn't have a quick fix. And neither did the top coaches, neither do you. It definitely takes a price, but I promise you it's worth it. And I'm sure many of you are experiencing that already on our team too. It's crazy to think, like, our team is 2 years old and we already have coaches that are quitting full-time jobs, are graduating university with no student loans, stay-at-home moms that are developing full-time incomes. Like, it's only been 2 years. Heck, I was in my second year of university and I still didn't know what the heck I was doing. So it's pretty crazy to think with hard work where this business can take you. All right. So last kind of information slide here, I wanted to put some keep in mind topics. So a scheme is something that enriches one person. A dream is something that enriches many. And this really hit home with me because I'm sure you guys have gotten the comment, it's a pyramid scheme. Some of my family still asks me, how's your pyramid scheme going, Morgan? I'm like, it's going good, Grandma, thank you. But think of it that way. A scheme benefits one person. A dream is something that enriches many. And you've experienced it with Beachbody. If it was just me, I would have zero success. If it was just you, no challengers or coaches, you would have no success. It enriches many lives. So we are part of a dream, not a scheme. So remember that. Oh, and this I kind of just threw in there, but it was a very interesting fact. Brittany Leggett said it in one of her speeches. She pulled the stat. A coach who hits Success Club themselves and has coaches who reach Success Club earn 15 times more income than those who don't. So this was a stat Beachbody pulled, which is pretty key because I know we share in our teams that Success Club is the #1 determiner of success in this business. It means you are constantly doing your job of helping others, and this is proof. If you hit Success Club and you have helped your coaches hit Success Club, your business is going to grow. It's kind of going to be hard not for it to grow, honestly. So that's kind of just a thing to keep in mind. So these are questions one speaker had us ask ourselves, which I found really, really interesting. How am I posting on social media? How am I talking about the business in person to people? How am I talking to my challengers? How am I talking to my team? Am I doing the daily activities that I would expect from challengers and coaches? Am I leading from the front or trying to catch up from the back? And if my team did I've got a little grammar issue there. If my team did what I did today, would they move their business forward? So I put these questions on there because sometimes, I know this is just from personal experience, that's why I say this, we get caught up in what's happening and what our coaches are doing and our challengers are doing, and we're like, well, why aren't they engaged? Why aren't they doing this? And then I have to take a step back and I think, okay, if I'm expecting that of them, I need to make sure I'm doing that first. Because as a coach, you're a leader. You need to lead from the front. People learn from watching you do what you do, not from you just telling them to do it. Because if you're telling them to share their journey on social media and you're not, that's not going to work out. If you're telling your coaches to drink Shakeology and work out and you're not, or if you're telling your coaches to invite and share the coaching opportunity and you're not, that is what I mean by, are you leading from the front or are you trying to catch up from the back? Are you doing the behaviors that you would expect of your challengers and coaches? Or are you just saying it and sort of in the background, saying the things they should be doing, but you're not really doing them yourself? So that's personally how I like to lead, and I hope you do too. I don't like to be a crazy Nazi and tell everybody to do this and how to do this. I personally rather just do it myself and have you guys see me doing it, and then do it yourself and then show your team you're doing it. I think it's way more powerful to lead from the front. So always think, if my team, if my coaches and challengers did what I did today, would they see success in their business or their weight loss journey? Always evaluate yourself, okay? So that's because let's get real, that's what you have control over. You don't have control over your challengers or your coaches. You can help them, but you don't have control. But you have control over you. So make sure you are leading from the front and setting that example, because that's what you're going to attract. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. So in my business, Lindsay Matway, she's my sponsor coach, can attest to this. I sucked at signing up coaches. I signed up nobody, not a single coach. I could sign up a challenger in a heartbeat. I was great at signing up challengers. You want to know why? Because that's all I shared. Literally, if you look back at my social media, all I shared was about working out and challenge groups. And that is exactly who I attracted, which is good. That's awesome. But I attracted 0 coaches because I know lots of people didn't even know what I did as a coach. And most people had no clue they could coach either, because I shared nothing. So as soon as I made that transition and I shared both, so usually at the beginning of the month, I'm doing like challengers, and the end of the month, I'm doing coaches. As soon as I started sharing what I do and how realistic it is and how other people can do it too, boom, I started attracting coaches. So same goes with positivity, negativity. If you're putting out negative, you're going to get negative Nancy's. If you're putting out positive, passionate people, I want this type of person on my team, that's who you're going to attract. And it might take some time. You got to give yourself some positive affirmations, but it'll come, I promise you. So you definitely attract what you put out there. All right, so up and coming, things you just want to know about. So Fall Classic. So this is basically like the Team Beachbody Cup that I'm sure some of you have been a part of. It's just run a little bit different. Instead of a team of 5, it's a team of 3. And this is going to be in November. So you get 3 people on a team, 1 diamond per team. So you can head to FAQ3615 to get the whole specifics. So what it is, basically, you just team up with 3 people, create a group together, and earn as many Success Club points as you can. Help as many people as possible. And there's going to be a bunch of different prizes for the finishers. So it's run just like the Team Beachbody Cup, but it's called the Fall Classic. So 3 people instead of 5. So you definitely want to start thinking about a team that you want to be with, and 1 diamond coach per team. You don't have to be on the same like actual downline team to do this. You can pick anybody you want. Okay, so definitely contact some people and start putting together teams, and just go to the FAQ to figure out how to get signed up and all that jazz. And there'll be more information coming out about that. Hammer and Chisel is going to be out December 1st, which honestly is going to blow up December. What I am going to do personally in November, I'm going to start posting about it and getting a list of people. That's what I did for the 21-day fix. I was going to do a 21-day fix group. Email me if you want to get on my list for the test group. So I had a list of everybody's contact information, and then I put them in a group, and then when the release date came, everybody got it, and we were all set. So it's just about planning ahead a little bit before the date. So I would do that for a new program if you're interested in it. I didn't do it for size because I just wasn't really my thing. But Hammer and Chisel, I am over the moon about, so I'm definitely going to be doing that for December 1st. If you see my video, 22-Minute Hard Corps is the program coming out in spring. And I'm pretty sure the one coming out around Summit is going to be one like Les Mills Combat. It's the 2 new trainers actually from Les Mills, and we did a kind of a test workout. So it's going to be like a combat style workout, I think, coming out at Summit. Don't quote me on it. I just think that's what it is. New Shakeology, it was freaking delicious if you love coffee. If you don't love coffee, I don't know, but I'm a hardcore coffee drinker, and it was delicious. Challenge group app. Some of you were able to actually test this app with me, but it's going to be coming out in 2016. It's literally like a Facebook for your phone, but it's a Beachbody challenge group app. It's really, really cool, and it's going to give you the opportunity to kind of move your business, not all on Facebook. So if people don't have it or don't use it, you can do it all through this app that's going to be coming out too. And like I mentioned earlier, there's actually going to be a new online office and Team Beachbody website launching next year as well. That's going to be super mobile friendly. All right. So to finish off, this was probably one of my favorite slides out of the whole weekend. Carl Deichler, the CEO of Beachbody, was up there. And he literally went through every one of these comments. Because if you've ever heard him speak, I'm not sure if you have, when they started Beachbody, they were torn to shreds, literally. They had every negative Nancy putting them down in the books. They said nobody will buy Shakeology. They said Tony Horton can never be on camera. They said nobody will buy a fitness program that's 90 days long. They were, like I said, they were torn to shreds. And then lo and behold, they did it all. They had their ups and downs, but it's just so cool to see the adversity that the company's been through with only being like a 10-year-old company. So you are in very good hands. All right, last slide, of course, action steps. So main one, and this was actually told to us at the leadership conference too, don't be a collector of information. You can know Beachbody from top to bottom, but if you don't apply anything, nothing's going to happen. So any information you collect, make sure you give yourself a little to-do list of what you want to do with it. Don't get overwhelmed and think you need to do everything, because you don't. I don't do everything, but make sure you're taking action on the information you learn, because life turns on the small decisions, right? If you decide, I'm going to share my coaching journey tonight. I'm going to just put it out there. I'm going to be more honest than ever before. And that might be your turning point in this business. Okay. So number one, I want you to take control of your mind, like that first part of this call I talked about. Okay. Actually, what we all did there, we set an alarm for the morning time. I set mine for 7 a.m. and it goes off and it just says, be more confident. So that really just gets my mind in the right place. We all did that at leadership. It was just a reminder, like, yeah, I'm awesome. I'm going to rock today. I'm going to be confident in my conversations, because people are going to feed off that. They're going to feel my passion. So that's the alarm I have set on my phone right now too. Number two, plan out October, November, and December. If you want to feel the burst of January to March, you want to make sure you've got October, November, December planned out. When's your challenge groups? When are you going to advertise? When are you going to have a new coach training, or whatever it may be? So you want to plan out those 3 months. Number three, be committed to create a business that is based on helping people and adding value to society. As soon as you focus your business on helping people, which I think our team does a phenomenal job at doing, that's when it's going to take off. It's not about you. It's about you helping others. So make that turn. Number four, turn your fears into fuel. Use those to fuel you these last 3 harder months so that you feel the benefit come January. And then be the leader. Be exactly who you want to attract. And with time, you are going to attract that exact person. All right? So those are all my slides right now. Does anybody have any questions about any of the information as it is right now? I am going to have a recording, so I'll post it up there. But any burning questions right now?
Morgan, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so about the like purchasing, like, what did you call it?
Bonus buying?
Yeah, bonus buying. So like, for example, I just signed my dad up to coach the other day because I want that to be like my second business center, because I'm like still single. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to work my dad's business a bit. So for example, I bought a challenge pack. Like I like made a new email address and like whatever. It was like this big whole like scam thing. So I did this thing, and then so that wouldn't be allowed anymore. Hey, like, cause I got 2 Success Club points from it. I wouldn't be able to do that anymore. Hey.
But if it's you plus 2.
Okay, so I can control 2 other people's like.
Well, it's basically you can use your credit card on 2 other family members' accounts. because they take into account obviously your family members, and some people, you know, have the same cards and whatnot. But say, Hillary, if you had a coach that was going to go inactive and they couldn't afford to buy anything, and you're like, hey, here's my credit card, I'll buy it for you so you're active, so I hold my rank, like that wouldn't be okay. But
Because I totally did that.
What's that?
I've totally done that before.
Yeah, so that's not okay. But for your dad, yeah, that's totally okay.
Okay, and then, okay, cool. Okay, that's just what I wanted to know. So, for example, like throughout the last year, I've signed up now my mom, my sister, and my dad. So then I can only do 2 of them. Like I can only pick 2.
Correct. So you wouldn't, yeah, so your credit card information, you'd only want to have on you plus 2. Yeah.
And so when does this come into effect?
It always has been, actually. They were sort of just reiterating it. Yeah.
Okay. Kate, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Okay, we're awesome. Good to rock and roll. If you do want me to post this PowerPoint, just let me know, but I will post the recording for sure, so anybody that missed it can hear it. And give me a thumbs up if you are gonna rock October, November, and December, so you can feel the perks in January. Yes? Awesome, sweet. So we're gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for spending the evening with me. I really appreciate it. So I'll have the Emerald training call up and this call up tomorrow morning, because my uploading is really slow, so I have to do it tonight. Yep.
Let's see your ring, huh?
Okay. So this is my ring.
Yay! It's so beautiful. Good job, Stephen.
I figured we've been together for like over 9 years, so I deserve more than one. But yeah, it was a long time coming, but we're super excited. Thank you for asking. And no, I haven't shared it online, so you guys are the only one that has seen it. You're special.
Do you have a date set? Have you started planning?
Oh, hell no. We are not planners by any means. This took us 9 years. So the wedding, hopefully faster, because I want to have babies before I'm 40. So hopefully we'll plan it soon. All right, you guys have an awesome night, and thank you again for spending your evening with me. I really appreciate it. See you later.